Dun, dun, dun. Oh, wow. Tope is here. Good. Right. We are live. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm just going to wait a bit for people to join. Well, it's not 6 yet. So I think I'm just going to keep sorting myself out here. It's a new experience. And so I think you have to bear with me as well. So bear with me. I'm trying to get Tope to join. Hi, Jacob. Right, let me get Tope here. All right, I'm gonna invite Tope again. Bear with me. Hello, Tope. Are you there? Can you send me a request to join if my invite is not working? I don't know what's going on. All right, let's do that. And go. Let's hope Tope come up now. Hello, Tope. Are you able to join me? No, I can't hear you. I can't see you either. Gosh, technical difficulties. Please bear with us. But can you see me as well? Okay. Uh, wow. Can you please bear with me? I'm just trying to get this thing on, trying to get the show started. I'm having few technical difficulties getting Tope here. But while we do that, um, we still have 2 minutes. Oh, oh my God. The devil is a liar.
The devil is a liar.
We are doing this. For a minute, I thought it's not going to happen, but well, we
Oh,
are here. Is this lady still working? Well, it's Christmas.
in the oven.
So our Christmas hat.
Later. True.
Do, do.
No, I won't be able to use it. Because no one really likes it. So that you could join. Oh, okay. I need to share it now. Sorry.
Hi, Fumi Akuane. Thanks for joining us. We're just about getting ourselves started. Yes. And while we are doing this, Tope, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for
I think
having me. Sorry, I'm so
yes,
I think I'm what you call rock of ages with this internet thing, with this social media thing. In fact, this is my second IG live, and it's just I don't know.
Well, it's your second. This is mine. This is first, actually. This is the first for me.
The first for you,
So,
okay?
yes. So we have to make it work somehow. Yes, Tommy, thank you for joining us as well. I think it's about time we're here. So, yes, I'm just going to get this started. And just a bit of introduction to people that might not know me. To my software, I'm getting feedback from your end. Is it?
You shouldn't, because nothing else is switched on here.
I think, yeah, I think it's better now. Cool.
Okay.
So, for those that don't know me, my name is Tope, and I live in the UK. I work within the civil service, and I decided to start this experience. Your Dreams Are Valid series. Um, this just a bit of background for people that might not know why we're doing this. Well, it's just born out of a reflective moment. You know, the year is coming to an end, and I was just so grateful for the people God has put in my way, family and friends, and hi, Combi. Thanks for joining. Thank you, thanks for joining us. And it came out of that there's so many people God has placed in my corner, and these people are doing, fantastically well. And some are just on a journey, and some have just, there's so many, it's diverse. Let me put it that way. And if we all look in our lives, we have different friends, different family members who are at different stages in their life. So the year is coming to an end. I was just reflecting, and it was like a light bulb moment for me that I'm seeing some people who are stepping out of their comfort zone in a massive way, and I'm so excited to see what they're doing. And it just gladdens my heart to see people grow, especially, if you have a dream which you've nursed for a long time, and somehow, you're still figuring yourself out for a while, but now you're working in it. Yes. And who best to join me on this, to start this journey with, other than my lovely friend here, Tope? I'm sure you will be, I want people to be, interact with us. You can drop in the chats where you're joining us from. This is just an evening chat, really. So grab some popcorn or your dinner or something. And I bet you it's not going to be long. So, yeah, thank you all for joining us. So, that's the bit about me. That's the bit about how this started. And now I'm going to hand over to Tope. I'm not even going to do an introduction. I'll hand over to her to introduce herself to you and the reason why I brought her on. So before we delve into the crux of the matter, I'm going to be a bit nosy. I'm sure she's still going to hold back as well. She's someone like that. And if she's not ready to share, please respect her privacy. That's absolutely fine as well. It's a safe space for us all. So yes, Tope Talking Time, thank you so much for coming. Over to you. Can you just let our audience know who you are?
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, let me just leave it. Go on, feel
That's
free.
a really good question, starting with who you are. Let the people know who you are. It's okay. Before I'll talk about that in a minute. I'm a very, very shy person, so you see that I'm avoiding looking straight, at the camera. Yeah. So my name is Tope. Topsy the Bull Turpentine. I'm known by a number of different names. You would know me as Fasco. So the people that go way back with me know me as
I don't want to say that. I don't know if it's too valid, but hey, you said it. So
know me as Fasco. Some call me Topsy, some call me Tope Fash. So the ones that call me Tope Fash, they are my Unilag people. So they know me as Tope Fash. But I renamed myself Topsy the Bull Turpentine. For reasons best known to me, I guess. And I think, okay, so it also has to do with my zodiac sign, because my star sign is Taurus. So I decided to rename myself, sort of like, re-establishing myself, so to speak. I'm very shy. So I don't know. What do you want to know about me? It's really nice to be here. I'm actually quite excited about what we're going to be talking about, and I want to say hello to everyone that has joined. Thank you so much for joining. And yeah, that's me.
you know what? Tokwe, you say you're a very shy person.
I'm
I'm
so
sure you know me as well. As much as we've come a long way. Tope and myself went to the same secondary school, and that name, she said, Fasco, is for people that's come way back. Yeah, if we say Fasco, we know ourselves.
we do know ourselves, yeah.
And I've seen someone here from that way back,
From that
Sydney
way
on
back,
this,
she's
yeah,
already laughing. Yeah, she goes
yeah.
way
So,
back as well. We're talking over 3 decades. It's
yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
it's a
Yeah.
long time.
And
It's a long time.
actually, I'm going to take us back to that time because that's where dreams are made. When you're still young, you have so many dreams, you have so many aspirations. I want to be this, I want to be that. But somehow, life, we've come a long way now. So we've gone through those stages, and we're where we are now. And we're grateful because we are moms, we have teenagers, and it's all the grace of God. I can tell you that. And I said I'm going to take us back. So yeah, back then, when software, we were in the same class from secondary, the first 3 years of our life we spent in the same class.
Yeah.
And Software is a very bubbly person. She's got so much energy. And I think was one of the youngest in our year group as well, because it's different from where we live now. We live in the UK, and the school system here, you go with your age mates.
Age mates, yeah.
But back then, when we were growing up, you could be like 2, 3 years older than it doesn't matter. I think we
It's all
fall
about
into
the
the
double promotion
youngest,
and
kind of.
things, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were part of the youngest in our year group. So, and at that age, it's so hard figuring yourself in a boarding school environment as well. But
Yeah.
then some things will stand out. And the things I know that stand out with you, Topper, back then, you're very, she's so clued into dance, to socializing, to, anywhere there's something about, just expressing yourself in an artistic way, Topper is there. So
Yeah.
in Gladys Mahagas, when we got to our final year in secondary school, she was our social prefect. And it fits in so well because, yeah, the latest song, they talk about all
I
into.
had been told I was going to
Hmm?
be that social prefect from when we were in JSS 1. I can't remember what teacher it was, but the person was like, this is their social prefect for their set. And that just stayed with me. And I was like, oh, okay, is that how it works? Because remember when we were in JSS 1, the
Yes,
seniors would actually campaign,
yes,
for the roles, and then you would go and vote. It was like a democratic process. But by the time it got
absolutely.
to our set, we
Mm.
were just called. I don't know if you remember that day. We were just called into the school hall and we're told, all right, you guys are going to be the next set of seniors in your year. I was like, oh,
That's
okay,
right.
thank you.
But then it fits in so well with who you are at the time. That's just you, and you close up, you did it so well in that style. Because someone like me, I was more like an ethical person. I'm not so out there, but my claim to fame is with people like you are always, and so we
You say
too
that every
felt
day with your
among,
full chest. You were one of the brains. You were the brains. As in, we all sort of knew ourselves. You were the brains, in our sets. Like there were certain names that you would call. Tolu, Titi. There was Biola, Alaku, God rest her soul.
yeah,
There
so
was Tope
oh my
Solomon.
God,
There was Buki Oshinowo.
you're
There was
taking it so
Taiwo
way back.
Motu. Like there was so don't own that with your chest.
I think the reason why I'm taking us down memory lane is because those are the times where these dreams are born. And it's so instrumental because we as parents, it's led to us now to also see some of these traits in our children
Mhm.
and nurture them and
Yeah.
help them grow into the person they're meant to be. So my question now to you is, Tokwe, yes, we've seen that. We know that's the person you are. Did you, I think, even before saying that, I know you went to Unilag and studied economics. And when I knew that was where you went, because I was thinking Topper is going to be into art and, you know, dance, all that drama and all of that. But somehow your journey wasn't like that. So I want to know a bit about what happened to that. Was that actually a dream of yours, or was it's just a talent you had and you just, you know, went with the flow? Or do you have it inside of you at that time that, oh God, I would love to act, I would love to do this? And what happened in those days?
So, okay, good question. So you remember when you asked me to introduce myself, and you started with, so tell us who you are. Who are you? It's a
Yes.
question that I ask my children, and I tell them to ask themselves that question. Who are you?
Yes.
Because a lot of the time we don't know who we are. You know, when they say, who are you? You say, my name is this so and so. I live so and so. I'm the first or second or last born. I'm the only child. That kind of thing. I live here. I live there. I like to eat rice, or But is that really you? And then we talk about hobbies. Back then you would talk about your hobbies. I love to sing and dance. I love to, read books. I love cooking. But it's important that when you are introducing yourself and you're talking about yourself, bless you, when you're introducing yourself and talking about yourself and you get to that part about the hobbies, it's important for us to take that part seriously. So when children are saying, or when you are saying, or introducing yourself and say, this is who I am, those things that we see as hobbies are what those things are what actually define us. Now, for me, growing up, I didn't know who I was. My mom, however, did, but as you well know, she wasn't there for she wasn't there as long as I would have needed her to know who I was. So by the time she passed away, I still didn't know who I was. But I do remember that she was the one that always encouraged me to do the allow her to dance, allow her to sing. In fact, my first TV advert, I don't know if you remember that advert, Joby Tex jollof rice. You remember when Joby Tex had hair? So she got me that gig, to do that TV advert with Sonia at the time. So, but for me, it was just, I love dancing, that sort of thing. But then on the flip side, people would rather accept such things as hobbies. But when you tell them it's what you want to do, it becomes a problem. How can you say you want to be dancing? How can you say you want to be singing? Like, that's what you want to do. I can't remember which teacher it was. Back when we were in secondary school, she was a temporary teacher. Bisola Odeshe will probably still remember her name because she really liked Bisola at the time. I can't remember her name. But she used one name. There was a day she saw me dancing, and she called me Alajota. But I didn't really understand what that meant. And to me, it sounded like she might as well have called me an Ashew, So I was so embarrassed about it. So I started subconsciously hiding that part of me and not wanting people to know that part of me, because I thought this is not what you should do. So moving into senior secondary school, you know how it is. If you're not in the A and B, sciences, then you are now. You don't know anything. So I started off in A because I didn't want to be seen as that person that wasn't very intelligent. And that's something that I'm hoping it's changed now in Nigeria. We need to embrace ourselves. It doesn't matter whether you're in A, B, C, D, or E, whatever arm you find yourself in, you just need to believe in yourself and believe that you can excel in whatever field you find yourself in.
Absolutely.
So I started off in A, but somehow I started gravitating to the B class. Somehow, I didn't know why. I was just always going to the B class, always going there. And one day I just picked up my table and chair and just moved to the B class. But that was because A was pure sciences and it was just too pure for me. B was social sciences and it was still something I could. But if I had had some counseling at the time, I would have gone to the C or the D arm of senior secondary school. That was where I was supposed to be, not even in B. So yeah, so all that time I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So when it came to jam, writing your jam exams and, you know, choosing what university, I was literally told, this is the university you're going to. This is the course you're going to study. And my dad wanted me to study economics because my mom worked in a bank till she passed away. So he felt somebody needed to, you know, step in her shoes and also, you know, exactly follow that path. So I didn't. Do you argue? You don't argue. You know, the only time you go, you're happy with whatever they, you know, tell you to do is when you've already said to them, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer. So, you know, everything they say, you say, yeah, 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 yeah. But if they see that, you know, you're not looking to go towards that that direction, they tell you what to do, and you can't really, you know, object to it. You just have to say, yeah, no problem. So I went to Unilag. I don't know if I should say I went to Unilag or Unilag went to me, but either way, I found myself there. And again, because I didn't know who I was, and because of that fear of, you know, being laughed at, that fear of being seen as unintelligent, I stayed and I was roughing it in economics, but I did not like it. I knew I was not connecting to it. As a matter of fact, the guys that I was in, that were in my department, they used to call me a layabout. I didn't gel with them. I didn't have very many friends in that class. It was just not a class that I felt like I needed to be in. So Unilag went by. I was, of course, very active. I got a friend here. I met her in Unilag as well. Yeah, so Unilag went by, and that happened again. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Having come out of Unilag, then okay, so what's next? What's next? Well, there is a completely different story about my experience in Unilag and a whole lot of other things that I went through, which is story for another day. But eventually it was a case of, right, we want you to work in mobile, we want you to work in a bank, we want you to work with, oh, we've got someone that there is a space for you in Chevron. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? I don't want to do 9 to 5. It's slavery. Like all that wearing suits and tie and all that, I don't like it. It's not me. I don't see myself doing it. But I couldn't. There was only so much, you know, you could complain about or say no, you know, or disagree with. You just had to. But somehow I found myself gradually, you know, moving towards the entertainment side of things, the entertainment industry. So I started with events management, and then found myself doing this sitcom thing back then, Flatmates, and I wasn't making money, but I loved it. I loved the fact that I could dictate my hours. I was doing something that just made me happy. I was networking. I was meeting people. So, so all of those things, I enjoyed it. But my dad didn't like it. And because I used to get home late, he would threaten me and, threaten to kick me out of the house. And then at that time, conversations started happening about, when are you going to get married? You're not going to child, blah, 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 blah. Is this what you want to do with your life? And yesterday somebody told me they saw you on TV. And somebody said, and it just became, it literally slapped the taste out of my mouth. Because if you're not surrounded by people who are pushing you, just tell you, because there are times when you want to give up. There were times when I would lock myself up in the house and wouldn't be interested in doing anything or talking to anyone, or I'd just be thinking about myself. And of course, because I have, people in that industry that would just give me a call, I would step out of the house. But then if the closest people to you who are supposed to see you and believe in you and push you are the ones telling you, what are you doing? This is a waste of time. If you keep doing this, I'm going to kick you out of the house. It's not going to be a problem. This, that, that.
It's a big battle. Yeah.
Exactly. It was an uphill battle. And I just, I lost the taste for it, so to speak. And that sort of coincided with the time that I met my husband.
Mm.
So we then moved to the UK, and it
Mm.
became a different ball game.
Mm.
So yeah, moving to the UK, I arrived heavily pregnant because I had my child in
Wow.
April and we arrived in February. No, we arrived
Wow.
in March. Yeah, 1st of
Wow.
March is when we arrived. Yeah, yeah. So I was, literally like that, and
Mm. In a new environment, new country.
everything
Mm.
was new. So
Mm.
coming here, it
Mm.
became a case of, right, okay, nǹkan ti change.
Reality sets in.
Reality is setting.
No support network, no friends, no
No
family,
friends, no
and I'm
family.
here heavily pregnant, you
We
know.
we
Mm.
pretty much
Wow.
relocated to your state. We were
Wow.
literally on our own.
Mm.
And
Mm.
you know,
Wow.
when a new being is
Mm.
involved, is in the picture, you have to recalibrate, you have to rethink, you have to replan,
Yes.
and it
Yes.
can't be about you anymore. It's no
No.
longer about you, it's about them. So
Yes.
I had to, I say but we both, my
Mm.
husband and I had to like sort of, put aside any dreams that we had,
Mm.
so to speak.
Wow.
And I found myself in 9 to 5, found myself working exactly where I said I didn't want to. But I'll tell you something interesting. The day I got a job at a bank, the first thing I said was, "Yay, my dad is gonna be really happy."
Really
Was what I
happy.
said. And
Mm.
it wasn't until I left and I was like, no, I don't want my children to say that when they get a job or they get a gig. I mean, it would be nice for them to say, I'll be happy, but
Mm.
are they happy? They have to be happy first of
Exactly.
all.
Yes. Yes.
I didn't even ask myself if I was going to be happy.
Mm.
The
Wow.
first time I said, oh, my dad is going to be happy about this.
Yeah.
So I was working in the bank, but you know what? I'm
Mm.
still going to be very, very thankful to God
Mm.
for that experience. I'm not going to throw it
Yes.
away. I
Yes.
was there for 7 years and then
Mm.
changed career and moved into business analysis, project management, consultancy, that sort of thing. But I'm not
Mm.
going to throw all those, years away and say I wasted my life. I'm
No,
not going to
not
lie. I
at all.
did say that
Mm.
I wasted my life working in a
Mm.
bank. But I'll
Mm.
tell you why I will, or rather, I'll tell you why I took those words back.
Mm.
Um, I was having constant problems at work. I just wasn't. And this is something again that I say to people. When you
Mm.
find that you're working in an industry or a
Mm.
sector, and
Mm.
you're just not getting anywhere. To be becoming a manager in the bank was stress. It
Mm.
didn't need to be stressful. There was at a point I was told, don't apply for any managerial jobs. Even though I
Wow.
was qualified, I was even nominated by,
Mm.
a senior manager to go for it. But I was then called again and told, don't apply for any manager. Because I thought, right, I found myself in banking. Why don't I just, do whatever I
Yeah.
need to do to climb up the so-called
Mm.
career ladder? And I saw
That's
that it
right.
wasn't working. That
Mm.
wasn't working. Nothing was working. And eventually, even after I moved to a different sector, becoming
Mm.
going into consultancy and all that, I still
Yeah.
wasn't happy. I was having issues here and there, and then I realized it was because I was in the wrong place.
Mm.
I was not where I was
Mm.
supposed to be. I
Yeah.
was struggling in
Mm.
another man's world, and my own
Mm.
world was waiting for me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna rewind back to 2006 when I had my daughter. She was just 8 months old, and
Mm.
she inspired this story for What No One
Mm.
Knows. This film that is, don't worry, you guys will see it soon. We're working on it. Don't worry about it. She inspired the story, and I tried at the time to see if I could develop it into a film, but it wasn't working, so
Mm.
I parked it. So in 2018, having gone through all the challenges that you're going to keep doing this. You're not a child. You keep,
Mm.
trying to find your way in the dark,
Mm.
and you're not even looking inwards, and you keep opening the wrong doors
Doors.
because You know, oh, this is where the money is at. This is where, but are you really doing this for the money, or are you doing this because you're still not fulfilled, regardless of how much you're earning? You are not fulfilled. So what are you doing? And I just decided, you know what is it that I want to do? What is it that has always given me joy? And I realized you've got stories. Why don't you go back into this? Because there were times when people would tell me, you should be an actress. And it got to a point where I was saying to them, God forbid, you and who act like, are you crazy? I was rejecting it. I was in school, in uni. I had friends that would be like, you just go and be acting. And I'll be like, don't ever say that to me again. I didn't want to hear it, because for me, it was as if they were insulting me, you know, like giving me backhanded compliments. I just didn't want to hear, because of what had been put in my head, you know. So that happened, and I didn't think too much about it. When I made that decision, I just, you know, went online, searched for a film school, signed myself up, and that was it. And I just, you know, I just started doing it. I just thought, you know what's the point, you know? Why do you keep wasting your time? Just sign up for it. So I went to a film school.
You say that's the light bulb moment for you, right?
Exactly. That was the light bulb moment for me. I just thought, you know what? Screw that. Sign up. Just go. What's the worst that could happen? What is the worst that could happen? Oh yeah, at this age of yours, you're just changing career. Okay, so I started doing, you know, I started researching actors that started late, and I found out that Samuel L. Jackson started late. You know, he started at the age of 40, and you wouldn't even know, you know. So everyone's story is different. Everybody's journey is different. But as parents, we are responsible for our children's journey. We it's just this thing about where we're from, you know, in Nigeria. I think things are changing now. And our generation, we're doing things differently from the way our parents did it. But that said, I don't regret anything, because the knowledge that I gained from working in the bank, from being from being in consulting, I put all those experiences together, and they really helped me with, you know, planning this project. And I found that even the professionals that had been in film for years didn't even really know what they were doing. And we were like, but I thought you were a professional. I thought you've been doing this for years. So how is it that, you know, we're the ones asking these questions, or we're the ones telling you, you know, do this, do that, you know? So, and we realized that it all came from having worked in a structured, you know, environment, also having that experience from financial services, from working as a business analyst, you know, that sort of thing. So that really helps. I'm not ever going to regret, you know, finding myself there. So yeah, so that's just been in a nutshell.
That nutshell, that nutshell is mind blowing.
Sorry, let me call it coconut shell, not nutshell.
Which you put the sledgehammer to, and we've actually broken it a bit. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, really, because, like you said, our journey in life is so different. And what I am so convinced about is everybody has a talent. We have a gift inside of us. Some people, it will remain dormant. They'll just carry on in life and just see that dream as a dream, or that talent as something I just enjoy. But from that thing that you enjoy doing, I think that's where some amazing things are born. And until we take that bold step and come out of that comfort zone a bit. Of course, no comfort zone is easy. No comfort, stepping out of your comfort zone, it's never easy. Because I can tell you this, what we are doing now, we are stepping out of our comfort zone. If I say to myself 2 years ago that I'll be doing this, I'll say never. If someone said to me, I'll say nah, nah. And I know you as well. Putting your face out there, putting ourselves out there, it's hard. But your story is something that will inspire another person and know that, yes, God has not forgotten me. It's a struggle at the moment, but I will get there. I
And I'll
will
tell
get
you
there.
something. I'll tell you
Mm,
something. You know, when um bear with me 1 second,
mhm.
sorry. So
Thanks
when I got
everyone
to
that's
Nigeria,
joining us. Thank you so much. We can see
yes,
you here. Angie Tony there. Electron Motion TX. Oh, he's watched the screening, the early screening of the
oh,
film.
who's that?
And he said it's a
That
fantastic
must be
movie,
someone
hands
I
down,
know.
one of the best movies I've watched in years. Oh my God. Now you're making me itch so much because
Thank
I
you
haven't
so
seen
much.
anything apart from the little clip she put out there, and I'm so ready to see it. So yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Sorry,
Yeah.
just to show you one of the awards that we've won. Not that I'm showing off.
I think this is so
Another one.
instrumental. Oh my God, that's another award. It's
Yeah,
quite instrumental because software is coming out
and
from,
another one.
oh my God, another.
I don't show off. This is not showing off. This is marketing. And another one.
Oh my God. And the film is not even out yet. So you can see that there's going to be, there's value. Not even like, it's not, there's no controversy there. That film is something, and I think we see so many films, Nigerian movies, we are inundated with them, and we just feel, okay. But when you see something, someone has actually sat down, they've done their research, they're taking their time,
Yeah.
and, you know, this movie has been in the cooking for a couple of years now.
Oh wow, I'll make that no more than a
Is
couple
it?
of years. It's going on 18 years actually, because you talk about when the story itself was conceived,
Wow.
2006, and then I try, didn't get anywhere,
Oh my
left it,
God.
and then picked it up in 2018, and then
Oh my
try
goodness.
before managing to shoot the film last year April. I just
Wow.
want to say something quickly about this,
Mhm.
people with talent, and when you are
Mm,
dormant about it. And again,
yeah.
this is something that I tell my children as well, that
Mm,
when you're blessed with talents, it could be a talent or a number of talents, it doesn't matter. As long as you it's those talents are not for you. If you get what I
mm,
mean, they're your talents, but they're not
mm.
really for
Yes.
you. Um,
Yes. Yes.
because okay, when we got to Nigeria, because we shot the film in Nigeria, right? When we got to
Mm,
Nigeria, there was a particular day I was just we were on set, and I just looked around and I thought, oh my God, I'm actually responsible for paying these people.
mm, mm,
So somehow these people, you know how fate works,
mm.
and
Yes.
people somehow we're going this way, and then you turn this way, and by turning this way you bump into this person who changes your life, either for
Yeah.
good or for bad. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It depends.
Yeah.
um but imagine if I didn't do anything
Mm.
about this story.
Yes.
These people on set working to bring this film to life would
Mm.
not be here, and I would have been
True.
responsible for them, you
True.
know
True.
not doing, not being
Mm,
inspired. So
mm,
I felt bad that
mm,
I didn't do anything about it for so long. But again,
mm.
I don't regret it, because
Yeah.
the knowledge, the maturity that I have
Mm.
now,
Yes.
if I had done the film back then, I wouldn't
Yes.
have what I have today.
Yes.
So I'm grateful to God for how things have gone. I'm happy
Mm-hmm.
about it. And yeah, so the research, as you said, and I know a lot of people are like, when is this film gonna come out? When is it? Because we're used to how things are done in our
Yeah.
motherland. You
Tap,
should have
tap.
done.
Tap.
No time to
Just-
waste time.
and I'm so we are waiting. We
What's
too are
happening?
waiting like
What's
that.
happening?
Okay.
What exactly are you doing? But no, but even I am learning that
Mm.
the journey is different. It is
Yeah.
hard.
Mm.
It is hard for a Black person. It
Mm.
is hard for an independent person. It is hard
Mm.
for a female. It is
Mm.
hard because we've got that stigma of being Nigerians as well,
Wow.
so there's so many, challenges that we're facing, but I don't see them as problems. I see them as opportunities because, again, as I said, when we are able to break through and uh, um, create a new, for lack of a better way to put it, a new lease of life to how films from our part of the world are received and viewed. It opens the door for other people as well. So when people ask me, I say to them, it's not a Nollywood film. It's not a UK film. It's not a British film. It is just a film. We've shot a film. We've used Nigerian actors. We shot it in Nigeria. Not a problem at all. But it is just a film because that's our vision. We want to try. If we don't try, we won't get. But we want to try to break down that barrier, that segregation of Nollywood films, African film. No, a film is a film is a film. At the end of the day, what we're doing is we're telling a story. Just watch it, Don't worry about. So if tomorrow we decide, okay, we've got a good story and we believe Indians are the best, actors that I want to use in that film, I would again expect that the film will be viewed, globally, and not just by Nigerians or by Indians. No, it's going to be a global film. So that's what
Amen. And you know what? You've actually answered some of the questions I was going to throw at you. Because one of it is, what are the challenges you've faced so far in this industry you're moving into? Because you're still on that journey. You're not there yet. But we know that God is creating, moving you. He's actually putting you there strategically, because you are going to be doing something amazing by God's grace that will propel you into another level, which you yourself, you don't even know what God has started with you. So those are the kind of things I was going to ask. What are the challenges you faced along the way? And, just a snippet, really.
Look,
You've said some of them, but
so I called out those are the challenges of being Black, being independent, being female, being, Nigerian, that sort of thing. But the biggest one that I didn't call out is the challenge you face from people who look like you, your own people. So the challenges that we faced in Nigeria with Nigerians is enough to put you off filmmaking.
Is it around actors as well, or just?
Oh, yeah, it cuts across. It cuts across. It cuts across the board. Yeah. It's also, there is this it's almost like a curse, when you live, when you live in this part of the world, and then you go back home and you want to do something, there's a certain way you're looked at, you I can see you're smiling. You know what I'm talking about. There's a certain way you're looked at. People think, okay, it could be I just want to get money now, so no problem. They don't know what you're going through. They don't know what you had to do to make that money. So they don't care, and if you are, really passionate about what you want to do, they're like, calm down, are you going to be the first person to do film? What's your problem? And you're like, don't you guys get it? I'm trying to do something here that will benefit everybody. There is that, and there is the one where, again, they don't care whether you lose money, because again, they believe that you have money. It's the work ethic. The work ethic is appalling. And there's something else that surprises me as well. It's how people die and fall sick. Those two excuses when someone is working for you. I'm like, how do you people lose family members? Because you paid someone to work for you and you don't hear from them. And then the next thing is, oh, sorry, I've been sick. I have malaria. Or this person close to me died. I'm like, are you the ones killing them? Or at some point I had to ask, is it that when we give people, are we the ones killing people, unconsciously? Because it's kind of like you give someone a job, you pay them to do it, and then bam, someone dies. So maybe we should stop hiring people from Nigeria, because it's like people are dying from, paying people to work for you. And it
Wow.
was so bad. It was so bad. It was I
That
was
can actually
disgusted.
put you off. Yeah.
No, it put me off. At some point, I was like, I'm never working with Nigerians again. I say that, but there are still a few. It's just unfortunate that the
Yeah.
bad ones are louder.
Mm.
They're out there
Yes,
more than
yes.
the good ones. So I still
Mm.
try to give people opportunities. To give them, to
Mm.
say, what, let me just give you a chance. I will learn from my lessons, but I will
Yes.
still try and give you a chance. Let's see whether. So I know I'm in for the long haul, and I'm going to keep getting
Yes.
burned.
By God's grace. Well, I'm not saying by God's grace to get, but I'm saying by God's grace for
By
the long
God's
haul.
grace, things will go well. But it's been really, really
Amen.
tough. It's been really, really, really tough working with,
Wow.
because that there is a challenge where you're facing the white man and you have to
Mm.
prove yourself that I've got something of good quality,
Yeah.
but then you now
Mm.
have the challenge where your own
Your
people
own
are
people.
sabotaging your work. They're destroying what you're
Mm.
trying to do for
Wow.
everybody, and it
Wow.
doesn't make sense. It never makes
Wow.
sense.
That that is a big challenge on its own, and it takes, determination that I have to do this to carry on in such a difficult time. So I
Yeah.
know you've been able to surmount that, which we won't go into details now because I know that would be a story for another
Oh, it's
day.
story for another day. I know.
But we thank God that
I
you
think
were
it was
able
nice
to
that I
finish that
tried.
movie. That
Sorry.
movie is ready. I said, we thank God that you went through all these different challenges. You've just
Yeah.
given us just one of the many.
I know.
And
Just one, and I'm crying. Oh God.
you've been able to produce
And
that movie. It's going around, it's doing its rounds, it's getting nominations, it's getting awards. And we are so ready. We are so ready for it. We are sitting requested here for you to come to the UK and release it or train us, whatever you want to do for us. So my question now is, after all of that now, what on this journey now, where are you at? I mean, with that, I know you're not there yet. You're still growing because there's still so many things that you have to do. Even just getting the movie out now, because we still don't know when it's coming out. You said next year. Next year we'll see. Eh? But where are you now as a person with your dreams? Because we really need to tie down to these dreams because these are something which you've had from a long time. Now you're working in it and you are happy with what you're doing. You are not there yet. You're on that trajectory. So at this point in time, where will you say you are? And what does the future have for you, really? If you can just give us snippets again, just snippets.
so who am I right now? Where am I at right
Mhm.
now? I'll say, I'm in different places. So there
Mm.
are times when I'm like, who sent me message? you know, wouldn't it have been easier for me to have just carried on doing my, which
Mm.
I'm still doing, by the way, the
You
nine to
post
five
that
thing is
things on
still there
section.
because bills have got to be paid. In this part of the world, you don't have an uncle that will help you. You have to sort your life
Yes.
out yourself.
Mm.
So yeah, so still doing that. Um,
Mm.
so yeah, there
Do
are
you
days
get
when
do
I'm
you
like,
get imposter syndrome at times?
oh, I was just getting there. I was just getting there. So there are days when and that's why I said, what have you done? Because
Mm.
there are other stories that we've got and it's not like I have writer's block. It's just that
Mm.
I'm like, did I really write that one?
Mm.
Because
I've
now
seen
I'm
some of your blogs and they're lovely. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how to say this, but calling it imposter syndrome just puts it perfectly. That's how I feel. I
Mm.
pick up, the writing
Mm.
software, and I'm like, I'm too scared to even
Mm.
read it. I've got one that I already sent off for review, and the
Mm.
feedback has come, and I read it, and it was good feedback, but I've just not been able to go back to it because I've
Mm.
been like, yeah, but what if I can't do it again? What if that
Mm.
last one was a fluke?
Mm.
Especially,
Mm.
when you hear feedback from people and they say, it's the best thing I've seen in a long time. It's a
Mm.
well thought out story. What
Mm.
were you thinking? Because I got one of the actors. um,
Yeah.
Damilolo Gusi. He played
Okay.
Ifelo's father. And even when I saw him in Nigeria last month, he was like, "What were you thinking? You know, what was in your head when you were thinking of that story?" And
Mm.
when he was asking me that story, I was like, "Hey, good, Mama, sit down." You know, but I just, again, there are times when I stand in front of the mirror and I'm like, I can do this. I did it
Mm.
before. I can do it
Yeah.
again, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
unfortunately, I, 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 I'm in that first boat
Mm.
more than the second one. And I
Second.
try to take myself out of it as much as I can. But
Mm.
sometimes I allow myself to be there
Mm.
because I don't want to be too confident. Because as
Yeah.
long as I'm there, I want
It
to do
keeps you
better.
grounded. Mm.
Yes, it keeps me grounded. I want to,
Mm.
prove that I can, and that makes me want to work harder. So
Yes.
I'm finding a way to balance, to balance both. And the film, sorry, there was a second question. Was that about when is it going to come out or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what
So
does
we
the
are
future
working on,
hold? Yeah.
yes, we are working on a UK premiere for next year, obviously, as if we
Yeah.
can release anything again this year. So we are working on a UK premiere, and yeah, so the planning is in the works, and we're
Okay.
trying to get things sorted out. But we are not leaving our UK people out of it. We're just trying to make sure that it's
Yes.
strategic and it works out well for everybody. But yeah, so
We are
watch this
so
space.
ready. We are
This
so,
space.
so, so ready for it.
I'm
So
not sure I'm ready though.
is it fair to say that this is just a starting point? We
Oh,
have
absolutely.
we have some writing already going on as well for, yeah?
For other things, yes, yes,
Yes, we thank
absolutely,
God.
absolutely. There are other things that we're working
Absolutely.
on. Yeah.
Wow, we
So
thank God. We so, so thank God. And I'm so happy because I feel this is the reason why I'm doing this really is just to encourage someone out there so that don't forget that dream, that thing that keeps nagging at the back of your mind, that you can do it. And I think the other thing that brought this thing out more for me is, this year, quite a lot of families have moved out of Nigeria because, you get them, UK, Canada, and all of that. And some are really struggling because they've not, if you're a young person, you quickly can find your feet and all of that. But for your whole family that's left Nigeria and you're starting all over again, and you're thinking, what have I done? Why did I do this? But I'm sure you had a reason, you had a valid reason for taking that bold step at the time. Whether it's for yourself, whether it's for your family, whether it's for your children, you took that step not because you sold so many things, you did so many things to get yourself there. And I'm sure you heard Tope's story at the beginning as well. If you're joining a bit late, please try and hear go back and listen to what she said when they got into UK with her husband. She was heavily pregnant, and I guess that's I didn't even know about that before, but I know even me as a mom, I came into the country, I settled down before I was pregnant. And even with that, it's a journey. Not to
it's a
now talk of coming into the country as a young family like that, and you have to settle yourself, and your dreams have to go out of the picture for that period because
yeah.
there's a child in this place.
Yes.
So all I'm saying is, do not forget that dream. It might take a while, you might have to revisit it every now and then. And yeah, it's not the right time, but don't stop. Don't give up on it. Don't give up on it at all because it will happen. And I'm just going to put a plug here for Tope's film as well. It's called What No One Knows. It's not yet out. It's still doing the rounds. But we know if you really want to take a bit of snippet what's been going on, please go on the page, Instagram, and watch the topic.
What no one knows
I
the
have an
movie.
idea. If you want to know what to know, I have an idea.
What no one knows the movie. We'll change
Okay.
that back after. Yeah.
Yeah. So please go on there and just have a snippet of what's been going on. Yeah. So Tope, one more thing. What would you say to your younger self? What would you say to your younger self in this present time? What would you say?
Okay,
So
so
if you're
your mom
if you're
died. So
talking to your if you're looking back, if you want to say something to your 18-year-old self that's starting off, what would you say to your younger self?
Okay, so your mom died. It's okay. It's not. It wasn't your fault.
Yes.
Who are you? That's what
Gosh,
I.
did you feel at the time when your mom died? Because that's another strong thing there. Did you feel it was your fault at the time?
Oh yeah, because I was there when her, because she passed away from a stroke, and I was there when the thing started. I was there right up until she breathed her last breath, and when it started, when the stroke started on her, she, seeing a strong woman, asking you to help her, I was just frozen. I was just frozen. I was just like, is she joking?
Young girl.
Is she joking? And she was just 47 at the time.
Wow.
And she fell into a coma straight from there. I was in a coma for a week. So that happened on a Sunday. She passed away on a Friday. And that Friday, we were by her bedside at the hospital, and she just passed away. And I could not believe it. I could not. I was like, I could. My dad drove to. I sent my dad to a church. It was in the remote part of Ikorodu. So apparently, this prophet or pastor or whatever he called himself was powerful enough to raise the dead. So I was like, oh yeah, she's not dead. He's capable of. And of course they came back and said, oh, he said it was her time. Of course it was her time. The time of a 47-year-old. Of course. Very convenient. So a part of me died with her, and I did not realize it. I did not know. So wanting to do anything, being interested in anything was just not there, and it affected me in many other ways too, in my life. So going back to talking to my younger self, I would say your mom is not here, your greatest cheerleader. That's fine. Forgive yourself, but who are you? And asking myself that question, would then bring up a lot of things. And I wouldn't be ashamed. I wouldn't be afraid. Those two things really, really messed with my head. And they still are messing with my head. I'm not even going to lie about it. Those two things are still messy, because to even come online and post online is like, do you have to do it? But I have to, because of, what I'm doing now. But yeah, that's what I'm saying to myself. And there is look, I know we make a lot of noise about Gen Z being a different kind of breed, but there is a lot to learn from them. Those guys are not there to play. They want something, they go for it, they do it, they're not scared, they're not afraid. And there is a lot to learn from them. And there's a lot our parents, I know they may think it's too late, but I don't think so. They will learn from us as well. And us as parents, you can be a teacher, but it is very, very possible for you to give birth to a superstar actor or a singer, because we think, no, but you don't know what's in your DNA. You don't know the talent in you. I see my children do things, and I'm like, they came from me, and it just wows me. I'm like, oh my God, my daughter plays violin, she plays piano, she plays bass guitar, she sings. And I know that those were things that I wanted to do, and she's got them, So don't hold your children back. As long as they're not killing, they're not robbing people, they're not destroying lives. God has blessed us all with different talents. Let's just allow them to blossom, to bloom, to grow, So I've got to, I'm not going to leave you guys in North Carolina behind. I'm going to
say that. Do not leave us behind. You cannot do that.
It's a global film, because everybody everywhere has to see this. Everybody has to see
Yeah.
it.
So, thank you so much, because you know what you said about this Gen Z, you know, it's just so instrumental, because this journey as well, I'm gonna be bringing on Gen Z as well. I have one of my good Gen Z in mind that, you know, I'm learning from her. Every time I hear news about her, it's something so different, and I'm so excited. I'm learning from them. And the other thing is, we need to have a learning spirit. It doesn't
Yes.
matter whether people of our own generation, we are, yeah,
Yeah.
don't be afraid to learn from these younger ones.
No.
Because when they open their mouth at times, you know, what comes out of it is fire. And
It is.
so, and some of these children as well, you know, they've learned to work with God right from an early age, and so they understand these gifts and calling, and they just walk with it, they run with it. And so don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to learn from someone. Don't be afraid to, you know, if you have something nagging on your mind, you don't know you don't know how to go about it. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to reach out to people. The worst that can happen is no.
No.
And it's fine.
Oh, I
You know,
love
it's
nose. Oh my
fine.
God. I don't know who it was that I was telling.
It's
I
fine.
love nose. I
It's
used to not
okay.
like no. In fact, I
Yeah.
used to, I didn't like asking
Yes.
because I didn't want to hear no.
No.
But now I love nose. What
Yeah.
is your nose
Yeah.
going to kill me?
Yeah.
It just means that it's going to point me in the next,
Yes.
the
Yes.
right
Yes.
direction. So I
Yeah.
love
Because
nose.
I
Don't
say
be
that,
afraid.
and with that, I say that to my children as well. That, you know, don't even, no is not. Don't be afraid to hear no. You know, if someone says no to you, there's a reason. Why don't you break it down? If you want to ask question why, if they are ready to say the reason why, fine. And if they're not, it's okay.
It's
Just
okay.
move on.
Yeah.
It's what is not okay is being stuck in that same place. We need to keep moving on. So
Yes.
yes, I think, you know what, Tope. Oh my God, we've almost spent an hour.
I
I
told
said
you we were
30
going to do more
minutes.
than 30 minutes. I told you.
I told you 30 minutes, but yeah, I'm so happy we're doing this. And you know what? Let's end on a very lighter note. Quickly, 3 things people don't know about you. Just 3. 1, 2, 3. Go on. Go on. Don't think too much about it. 1, 2, 3.
Sorry, so it could be anything.
It could be anything. While you're thinking about that, let me just read some of the comments here. Yes. Thank you so much, Kombi. You said, I'm super proud of you, Tope. Yeah, that should put a smile on your face. Yes. Talabi, yes, she said, learning is the way
Oh,
forward.
Taliban Lopez
Yes,
is
that's
here.
Ranker. Yeah. And my lovely friend Louise, yeah, no, it's not bad. It just means you think plan B, or maybe God has a better plan for you. Spot on. Spot on. Thank you for your comment, my friends. Yes, Papa, go on. 3 things. Pam, pam, pam. Go on. Just anything. Whether it's food, whether it's whatever. Hi,
I
Peggy.
don't like
Joining.
onions.
You don't like onions. You don't use it to cook?
If it's blended, that's fine. If I see
Why?
it, goodbye. I don't
Jesus.
know. It's right from when I was little. I just onions. Ugh.
Good
Ugh. Maybe I
one.
should put that out there so my enemies won't poison me with onions.
Well, be ready. Your door. I'm knocking on your
Oh,
door
see,
next door with
Combine
a
has
bag
told
full
you
of
guys.
onions. Yeah.
So Combine has told you guys on my behalf. So extremely funny and playful. I'll
Uh-uh,
take that.
uh-uh,
I'm a
uh-uh.
workout guru. I love
No,
that.
no, no.
And I love
No, that's cheating. That's cheating. Go on. We've had one. You don't like onions. 2, go on. Just
I don't
anything.
I I don't like liars.
Mm, mm,
I don't like
mm.
liars.
I don't like
And
liars either. Yeah, I know that.
yeah.
What you see is what you get with you. I can honestly take that. Is a nice. Yeah. Number 3.
Number 3.
I purposely didn't tell you this question so that you're not prepared. So yeah, number
Prepare.
3. Fire.
I'm
Go on.
an okay. Number 3, I would say I'm an extroverted introvert. Not a lot of people know
Oh,
that about me because you remember I
very
said that I'm a
good.
shy person. So I'm an extroverted introvert. I could stay in my house for a year. And I loved lockdown. I
Mm.
loved lockdown.
Yes.
Ah, I
Time to
loved
reset.
it. That was me. I was like, my goodness, let's be
Mm.
all locked down, you know. Um, but if I find myself in a social space, in a social
Mm.
circle, it
Mm.
will it will take a lot to get me out of it. I especially
Mm.
when I'm with people I'm comfortable around. I will,
Yes.
just
I
banake,
know that. I know that
yeah,
one.
dago
I know that
dago,
one. Yeah.
scatter the
Let's keep
place.
that one.
I want that one photo. Ah, yawo, yala, I will do that. But I much prefer to be in my house.
Mm.
To, look, this is me dressing up. Oh, I dressed up for this call. But in my
Why
house, it's me
this
and
is
my
girl?
dressing gown all day, every day.
Oh, oh my God, Tope, we could go on and
We can
on
go
and
on and
on.
on. I love
But
this.
you know
Thank you
what?
so much for
I
this.
have to moderate this. We have to end that. We have to end it within an hour. No more.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Thank you so
you
much, everyone that joined. I really love
for
Tolu.
doing
Thank you so
it.
much for this. I really, really enjoyed it. Thank you. I would love to see a playback. I don't know how to access it though,
Yeah,
but
don't worry. I'll figure it out and I'll text you. I'm putting it
I
out
want
there. We are all learning on this journey. Yes, because
yes,
this is our, this is my first time of reaching out to people. And yes, some of you that are here watching us, I'm going to be reaching out to you too. We want to
yes.
hear your story.
I'm so
Why?
honored to be
Because
the
I know
first person.
dream,
Thank you.
every dream is valid. That's
Yes,
why I've started that your dreams are valid.
yes. Your
Do
dreams are
not
valid.
give up
Every
on it.
dream is valid.
We
Thank
need
you
to
so
hear all the
much.
inspiring stories. It doesn't matter where you are now. It doesn't matter when you're starting. It's the end that matters. And the end is not even, if you don't start, you are not even on that journey. So we need to start. Only, you said don't reach out to, you know now, I'll get the next in line. Just start preparing. I'm coming for everybody. 2024, we are shifting. We are shifting that gear. This
Yes,
business
so
of we don't want to put ourselves
absolutely.
out there. We are not doing anything wrong. We are just motivating, encouraging each other on this
Encouraging
journey.
people. You
Because
need to
life can get
have
so much.
Lois on as well. She's also
Yeah?
someone that is top
What's
notch.
that? Huh?
Yeah. Banker, she needs to come on. She needs to come
Yeah.
on.
I've
Yes.
already told her she has to. She has no choice.
There you go. There
Great
you go.
minds. Yeah. So I'm not even taking no for an answer. I'm just
No,
going
no,
to
no,
tell
no, no,
whoever it is,
no.
this is the time you're coming on. And the same thing I did with Tope. Tope is such a gracious person because this is the first. We don't even know how it's going to work. And she's gladly, she just said, so just let me know the time I'm ready. And that's it. So yes, these are the kind of people God has placed in my corner. And I'm just so grateful. And I'm
Thank you.
just putting people out there, just to put the smile on our face that, yes, I'm still on the journey too, because,
Well,
I'm
aren't
still
you?
figuring things out, but it's
I
okay.
love your journey. Thank you
It's
so much for
okay.
making me,
Yeah,
the first on this
yeah.
this journey of yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Oshime is
Esther.
just joining. Yeah, we finished.
Yeah.
But thank you all. Thanks to everyone that joined. I
Yes.
saw Lambo, Electromotion. I think I know who that is. Thank you for
Yeah.
joining. Thanks everyone.
Yeah.
Combine. Have you done your workout today? I'm coming to stress you. Banker, everybody, do we love
Focus on
you so
you.
much. Peggy Angel,
Yeah.
maybe Peggy. And I saw my dear sister here, Angie Stone Deb. I don't know if she's still here, but thank you all for joining. Thank you all so much.
Yeah.
Doxy.
Yeah.
Oh, fine, don't laugh. Go and do your exercise.
I think a lot of these friends, yeah, they are your friends, which is quite good. Thank you so much for joining
Yes,
us. I really love
please.
the energy here. Thank you.
Follow Tolu
So,
Shomade. She's an awesome, awesome human being. Awesome,
thank you.
awesome human being.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. I cannot say it enough. So I'm coming your way another time. I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's quite we're getting to that festive spirit now. If I can
Yes.
include one in, I will let you all know. But if
No.
not, have a lovely Christmas, Happy New Year in advance. Next year we are coming back big, at least twice a month, by God's
Yes.
grace. So
By God's
somewhere I'm
grace.
gonna leave it there. Thank
Thank
you
you.
everyone. Take care
Thank you, everyone.
and
Have
God
a
bless.
lovely, lovely evening.
Bye for now, everyone. Bye,
Bye.
Papa. Thank you.
Bye.
Right. So how do we go now? How do we go up
How do
from?
you leave? Don't fall
Let
my
me.
hand, Tolu. I think you
I
just
will
come
figure
out of
it out.
it.
Bye.
I think I just
Oh my God, bye.